What up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Ginn podcast. You can call me G. This is your host, Gilbert Sanchez. But if you're new here, I appreciate you tuning in. If you're familiar with the podcast, with the platform, and you've been rocking with me, appreciate you as well. This is gonna be an episode, and we'll get right into it. This is gonna be a dope episode. I've told this. I was saying this off air. This guest I've had, not I've had, but this guest I've been listening to coming up on 7-8 years, and I first got introduced by some friends, and yeah, just been following the journey since. I've been following from afar. Know the music for me has always been there, as far as the creativity, the flow, the lyrics, which we're gonna get into. I mean, this is like
Thank
I
you.
said, yeah, this is gonna be a dope one. But MDUKE, what's up? How you
What's
feeling?
going on, man? Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, of course, bro. I first want to say I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming down here and this being your first podcast. I'm truly honored, bro. This is gonna be a dope one. I first want to get off to the first thing I actually want to talk about that I didn't write that remembered. Um, Shit, back then, bro. Correct me if I'm wrong. Were you on MTV back
Yes,
then?
sir.
See, someone fucking told me when I worked when I told you where I worked,
hmm
and I can't remember who, but I'm trying to. I remember something along the lines as you were on MTV for some sort for the
hmm
music, obviously, and it was. I just thought that was so dope at the time because I mean back then, I mean MTV. This was I don't remember what 2015 maybe 2014.
It actually happened 2013,
Oh
so that's when it happened originally.
yeah
And
yeah
yeah, especially like that's 10 years ago. So like, especially for the city, that was something like unheard of, to get on TV. They played a whole music video. Shout out to Soulji, he's a guy from New York. He happened to know a couple of the guys from MTV. They're looking for talent to pretty much broadcast. And yeah, they showed my video. It was Sway. He was hosting with The Dream. He had The Dream on there. And then yeah, man, they played my video. They Skyped me in. They
yeah.
talked to me. Dream's like, yeah, man, come on down to Def Jam, man. We got a deal for you. Type thing. Which
Oh,
obviously
yeah.
it didn't pan out, but it was just a great look. And I got to tap in with the DJ Wonder from Shade 45, man. He played a lot of my music, shoot, even up till he worked there. He stopped working there in like 2019. So for the next about 6-7 years, he played my records as I sent them to him. And it was a great experience, bro. And it definitely, more than anything, it like kind of put my name out there originally and started my fan base, like not just in the city, but outside the city.
Yeah.
Just random people being like, yo, who's him dude? Yo, you got to tap in. Like, and it was a good look, man. It was crazy.
Yeah. No, I feel that, man. When, like I said, I remember when I got told that. Now I remember. So there was this guy named Sobe. His name
Okay.
was Juan. I worked with him. I don't know if you remember this guy, but I guess he was familiar with the music, either that or y'all went to school together. I don't know. But I was working with him and he told me, and I was just like, damn, that's fire as fuck. Because I don't think
Appreciate
anybody from I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember anybody from the city that was on, I guess, TV at that time, right? Or
you.
even, I guess,
No,
publicized.
that's why it was so big,
Yeah.
honestly. Back then, shoot, man, it was a lot less things going on. Now you can't even turn a corner. You're gonna run into another artist, and
Yeah.
everybody's doing everything. But yeah, 10 years ago, it was like you said, pretty much unheard of, especially for San Antonio.
Mhm.
That was another thing, like being from this city specifically. I feel like if it would have happened in another city, it may have got looked over or just may have been another thing that just happened to happen. But being from out here, it definitely got the love that it deserved. I appreciate it.
What song was that off?
Prince Ali.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes, sir. That's one of
Yeah.
that's one of my old songs. I have produced that myself. That was my first. That was my first music video, second music video that I edited myself.
Mm.
My first that I edited completely alone. The
Yeah.
first one I did was kind of with a homie a long time ago.
Yeah. No, I feel that, man. I mean, yeah, man, just looking back, getting old, man. Getting fucking old. Time,
Time, man.
yeah.
Time doesn't stop. Time never stops.
Time passes and you're just like, holy shit. And music evolves. And I want to ask you, I mean, you've been in the game so long. I feel like, I mean, making music, doing the I guess just the creation of being an artist. I mean, what's the biggest thing you've seen change over the years since you've been in so long?
Mm. The biggest thing that I've seen change in music, like overall,
Yeah, just
in
music
hip hop.
overall. Yeah.
honestly, maybe our appreciation of it. Which kind of happens with everything. You can't say it's just for music. You know, people, when we talk about music, we label it and we focus on just music, but it's really for everything, you know, like just as things evolve from electronics, society, like everything, we kind of learn to limit our expectations and also kind of a what they call a microwave generation. We just kind of want it
Yeah.
quick. So we don't
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
have to think too much, want to have to do too much. It's like, cool, it's a vibe, bet, move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And like
No,
it
I can
looks
see that.
cool, cool. Like, and honestly, that's the biggest thing now too, is music went from how it sounded to how it looks. Everything is about perception now. You know, you see an artist 10 to 20 times before you even hear their music now.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
can see that. And nowadays music, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, it's the attention span of people. I feel like music is made towards that. You got
Yeah.
you got 2.5 minute songs, 2 minute songs, and it's just because people, I mean, people are just they want the next big thing or something different.
Yeah. But I feel like at the same time, it's beautiful. You know, like um you have to learn to adapt at the same time. You know, I feel like I love the place where Andre 3000 is mentally. I respect it
Yeah.
for him, you know. Everybody's journey is their own. But at the same time, I still peep flaws from my perception where I feel like he's kind of bowed down in a way to where music has come to, as opposed to just staying in his own world and being able to create from him. It's kind of like looking at what's going on, seeing where he fits when that's never,
Yeah.
it's never going to work like that, you know, when you're creating.
Did you peep his album? The
I
most recent?
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely listen to it for
Bro,
sure.
it's one of those things, man, where it's like you gotta be in tune with yourself. Yeah,
Facts.
you gotta be in tune with
Facts.
yourself because it's one of those listens where I mean, obviously if you've heard the album, it's no raps. I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's just straight I mean what would you call it? Just
Um, frequencies.
yeah,
That's what I would call it, honestly.
yeah,
I feel like it's beautiful. At the end of the
yeah, yeah.
day, I respect it. Like I said before, I don't see anything wrong with any type of art. And I feel like that's honestly the another big thing that's changed is our perception and our reaction to what artists do or what an artist does has become bigger than what the actual artist did.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool, he did this. Now, what does the world think about it? Like, that's really like second to what actually happened.
Yeah.
But it's kind of where we're at now.
Yeah, yeah. No, I feel that. Man, going back to I guess earlier days when it comes to I mean the music, even making music. Uh was there anything like that pushed you towards that or kind of got you into music? Were you
Oh yeah, a
yeah.
bunch of things.
Well, I guess what was the top thing that got you into music that kind of pushed you that way?
Um, I could run down a list. I was raised in church where my mom sang. So I always sing her sing from when I was a baby. My grandfather sang. Um, my dad even ran sound at a certain point. My brother played the drums all my life, which led me into playing drums at a certain point, singing when I was little, just falling in love with music, period. But then also being, I guess, the outlaw of my family, you know, because nobody's perfect. No
Yeah.
family's perfect. But as I got older, falling in love with hip hop. And you had Jeremy King up here.
Yeah.
That's always been my dog. So I met him in church. His mother was my children's church teacher.
Okay. Okay.
So they put me on to Lecrae. You know who Lecrae is?
I want to say yes, but then I want to say no.
He's probably like the biggest Christian rapper ever. So if you ever heard of his name. I'm sorry, guys. That's my dog. Relax.
I want to say yes. I want to say no.
Man,
Biggest Christian rapper. Okay.
pretty much. So
Yeah.
they put me on to him, and that was a big influence for me at the time. And then as I got older, my taste expanded. Lupe Fiasco, Kanye West, Common, Jay-Z, Busta Rhymes. It goes on and on to the Kendricks. But by that time, I was creating and making music. I feel like I made my first beat when I was 12 years old on one of the earliest Fruity Loops. And then by the time I was 14, I was like, yeah, I want to rap. That's what I want to do.
Who was your? I know you just mentioned some artists. Um, top artist though that kind of really influenced you.
Kanye West.
Yeah, figured that was because you said him kind of last, so I was just like, yeah, that has to be it. And
Yeah.
I think that's might be for everybody. I mean,
Oh yeah.
especially in our generation. I mean, he's out there, but he's a genius in my book.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Genius.
And like I said, that goes back to like I said earlier. A lot of everything that happens now is really more about how does the public feel about it. You know, that's kind of what where the world is at now. And but at the end of the day, like you said, a lot of it goes way back to Kanye West. Like,
Yeah.
everybody knows that. You can trace it down from the production to the way he curates collaborations. Just everything Kanye's always brought to the table is it's next level.
I remember there's this documentary on Netflix. His whole documentary on there, and there, I think it was him and Pharrell. They're creating the music for. No, I think he showed him the music. I think he showed Pharrell the music to. Fuck, I'm drawing a blank. The song with Jamie Foxx.
Gold Digger.
Nah, the one before that. The one where he talks about Michael Jackson.
The Twister song.
Nah, right after that. Fuck, I'm drawing a blank, bro. I'm gonna find it. Hold on.
There's a few ones.
Go ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna find it real quick. Let's see.
And with Jamie Foxx on the record.
Hey, where's it at? Slow Jams.
Yeah, that's Twister's on there too.
Oh, okay. Yeah. My
Slow
bad.
Jams. My fault.
He's at the end. Yeah, my bad.
I know Kanye records. That's why I was like, Gold Diggers.
My bad.
Slow Jams got Twister on there.
Yeah. So I remember. So there was a part in the documentary where he was showing Pharrell just the whole thing, and I never thought in my life I was ever gonna see live recording in the studio of him showing Pharrell that, and then from there actually Jamie Foxx recording the fucking chorus for that shit.
Bro, now see, that's the shit I was looking up at like 13, 12. Like clips of that shit was always been out there. So like shit like that is a shit I be looking up. I was been looking up like, nah, what's going on? Like what they doing? Cause I need to know. Especially like since I started producing before actually rapping, I feel like I had a high interest. I've always had a high interest in the production and the music and what's going on behind that. Okay, sampling. What are they sampling? How is it? How they sample it like that? How do they chop it down? How do you get the vocals out? It's like, okay, yeah, somebody re-record this shit. I was like, okay, that's crazy. You know, but me being young at 12, 13, I'm like, okay, damn. He's doing different shit that other people are not doing.
Being so young, bro, you don't really, for me at least, I didn't really think about that shit. I mean, one, I wasn't really into music, so I wasn't like, that wasn't something I was really focused on. But you got it at a certain age to where everything just started clicking, I guess. I mean, it was like a domino effect, right? You just started seeing a clip or kind of got some interest. It was a thought. And then from there, you just boom, boom, boom.
Definitely. And I also had, good people around me, like going back to Jeremy King.
Yeah.
Back then, he was making music as well. I had him around me. My youth pastor was also a rapper, somebody who came from the streets, had a different type of background. And he was a heavy influence on all of us, from helping our pens to breaking down different lyrics, to sit down, break down songs. And it was really, that's why anytime anybody asks anything or be like, yo, this is great, this, that, I put everything to God at the end of the day. Because I feel like I had like a different path to be able to see things and be able to be taught things and experience things that, cultivated what I wanted to do, and helped me in multiple ways.
You think, I mean, Jeremy King's really into, I mean, damn near not even damn near, he said a prayer on the fucking podcast. Like it was the middle of it. That was the first time that ever happened. And he did it he did it so fluently. Like he asked, and then I was just like, bro, go ahead. Like this is the first time. And I was just like, well, hold up. I've never been the one to be into religion. I was in like CCD classes when I was younger. I mean, used to go to church. I was raised Catholic, but then kind of just my beliefs turned Christian as I got older, and I start to make my own decisions. And it really, when I had that podcast with him, it really changed the view on like, I guess someone's life, because he's so deep into it, and I can see it. I mean, the way you're talking too, like it really kind of curated. That's the better word, like your life and kind of your decisions, right?
Nah, definitely. Especially, I mean, keep it a being. We're Black. We're young black males raised on west side of San Antonio. It's not the worst city in the world, but we're definitely an environment and around people and could make decisions to go a completely different route, to not want to be creative at all, to not want to do anything. And like I said, it's everything really is on God at the end of the
Yeah.
day, to be able to be one, a creative, and then at the same time, uh, have like-minded individuals that you can come together with and, create that network, create that community, and build something with.
Yeah. I'm I've always said this, like, I'm not way far left. There's just different beliefs I've had. Because for me, I've always like questioned everything. Like I'll question every single fucking thing. It don't matter what it is. Even like sometimes I know that what the answer is, I'll still question it.
Hey, you got to. If
Yeah.
that's you, you got to know for yourself, because you got to know. You don't want to
Yeah.
do anything just being like, I'm just doing it because such and such said.
Yeah.
And I've done the same. Like some of my songs I've gone through where I've actually spoke on how I've kind of questioned my own beliefs and questioned my own, understandings of things. And I'll actually talk about it on my project as well that's coming up.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it a little bit. One last question before we get to that.
you're good. We're good.
You get to a point where you start making music and you start producing, and you start kind of, I guess, going with the flow. And at what point did you ever figure out like, hey, this is something I'm actually good at?
Um, I realized I was actually really good. I want to say probably around when I was like 14. I think that's when, because I want to say I first wrote my very first raps probably around 12.
Yep.
And then, yeah, by the time I was 14, like I said, that's when I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. I'm going to take it serious. I know I'm not the best, but I know I'm not ass.
Yeah.
And I know, like, if I put in the work, I can go somewhere with this. I know that,
Yeah. Did you have people around you to tell you that you weren't ass, or somebody to tell you that
Yes.
you were ass?
No, now see, that is one thing. I feel like I was always the one to tell myself something was ass before it even got exported. Or like before
Yeah.
I could even share it to people, like I'd be like, nope. Because a lot of people did always tell me that something is good. You know?
Yeah.
And then even fast forward to boom, Prince Ali, one of my biggest records.
Yeah.
At that time. Even at that time, I had creatively a bunch of plethora of other songs that were way better sonically, had more content to me, but that's the song that popped off at that moment. It's the one that I dropped. That's the one. No, but that also goes back to I feel like not having somebody at that time that was like, man, you know what I'm saying, do this or don't do, you know what I'm saying, kind of
Just free flowing it.
exactly.
Kind of just going off what you feel is the best.
And I actually used to say that a lot. I feel like a lot of most of my time creating, it felt like it was like splattering paint, on the canvas, and then honestly, just getting older, growing up, maturing, came to a point. I was like, okay, like really want to start to paint something, for real, as opposed to just creating.
Yeah. When you start getting towards, I guess, you started at 14, started getting towards a little bit later down the line, you start to get into, I guess, you start meeting people within San Antonio, and you start doing collabs, and you start having different music that's popped off, and you have just different records that are getting a lot of notice. Other than Prince Ali, what other record for you kind of just took you by surprise, was like, damn, this is getting a lot of love that I didn't think it was going to be one of them?
Another record after that, it was a record called two of them actually. So one was called September 11th.
Yep.
That people really rocked with. And I feel like a big part of that song was the live performance. I feel like that time I was performing so much back then, and it was everywhere from the South bys to just shows out here to going wherever we could, in between. But that song, it was another song called Loud. That song. Now that one was the one that really surprised me, honestly.
Yeah.
Loud really surprised me. People were sending me videos, their grandma dancing to singing the song and type shit. Yeah. And then my people in Houston there is like, yeah, it really rock with the song out here. So yeah, that was another one that really surprised me.
Yeah.
And then honestly, after that, more recently, my last project, a record called Must Come Down, record featuring Y2, which I thought it was dope. Like regardless, I knew it was hard, but it did surprise me the way the people fucked with it, because people like still hit me like really fuck with it and work out to it. That's like people's workout anthem. So like,
yeah,
it's one of my favorite records as well. The favorite to perform for sure.
we talked about it off air and talked a little bit about it, but I mean back then this was a little bit of fame, I guess, for Tory Lanez. But you had Tory Lanez on a record called "Fuck Love." That is kind of one of the first songs that kind of got me into you, and I still have it on SoundCloud. I looked it up because I was trying to figure out what song it was. But I mean, what you said it off air, but talk about the connection, how that was made, and then I mean, just to kind of have a song with Tory Lanez and see the success after.
So one of my at the time I had a manager. He was he was from New York, and he deals with a couple writers. You know, they send records and they get beats before they come out. They get all these things. So he sends me this record. He said, "Man, I got this Tory record." Sends me the record. You know, I'm quick. I'm like, "Man, this Tory record." But hop on it, send it back. I'm like, "Well, let's go ahead, let's drop it. Let's go crazy." It's like, "Oh, we gotta wait for permission. You know, we gotta go through the channels and different things." So fast forward, I'm not even going to say a name because I don't know exactly who it was, but it was a older rapper that put out the record with Tory Lanez on it, the same record.
No fucking way.
Facts. So then after that, I was like, well, then we could just drop it. So then I just put it out as well. But
wait, hold on, let me cut you off. Hold that. So same lyrics, same.
Oh yes, he's saying the same thing. It's just because that's what like my manager got. Because like I said, they get these records before they release. You know, things are written for records. You know, written for certain people. They got these hooks and they shop them around. That's the thing they do.
Okay, so, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
So we got it early, and then he's ready to drop it. But like I said, they're going through different channels, and I forget exactly who picked it up. You can probably look it up. It's probably named the same thing. Yeah. Damn near. It's but yeah, it was a female rapper too. It wasn't bad. It was an older female rapper though. Like somebody who's like been in the games like the 90s.
You don't really know who it was?
I forget. That's why I don't want to just say a name because I forget.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't a bad record, but
yeah. You're like, fuck it, let's drop it after that then.
Exactly, for sure. It was like,
might
why
as well.
not?
Yeah. I got you. That was dope. And you brought me to it. I mean, he wasn't as, now it's different. He's out there.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, at that time, I think he had a couple hit records or a couple songs that was kind of popping off, and
oh yeah, for sure.
That was just dope to see at that time. When I saw that, it was like, oh shit, okay, this is big.
No, I appreciate you, and it was a big opportunity because, like I said, they're and the people I was working with at that time, they have just a lot of direct connections to people like Tory Lanez Camp and Umbrella Camp and different people that write a lot in the industry and send off hook ideas to different artists and stuff. So it was definitely a good connection and a good look to have for sure.
I'm gonna read you some lyrics and then I want your like first thought of it.
Okay.
Yeah. You wanna light that up real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna ask no questions.
Yeah. Damn, I kind of want to wrap this, but I'm like, fuck. I don't know.
Bro, try it.
Nah. I was listening today at work. I was just like, nah, this is crazy. Because at the time, let's see, I was, shit, at the time I just turned 20, heard it. And I was actually showing my friends. I remember vividly one of my boys' house, we were just fucking kicking back and I showed him the video and I was just like, this is stupid. This is next. Like I fucking knew it.
Appreciate you.
Fucking your bitch while I'm smoking sativa. I come, she come, that's follow the leader. Bro, that's kind of one of the hardest lines I've ever heard, bro. And the hook, not to mention the fucking hook. Not the hook, the chorus, I mean.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, same shit,
yeah. Chorus. Man, I look back on a lot of that stuff, bro, and I kind of cringe, but I appreciate the love because I feel you. It's like, I also see both sides of the coin because, like I said, I go into like one of my favorite artists ever is Kendrick Lamar. you know, from the Lupes to the Kendricks to like the lyricists. So I love deep lyricism.
Yeah.
But like I said, I've also had a different point of my career and in my life where I was younger and it's kind of throwing paint at the canvas, you know, and some of the stuff that came out, man.
Man, at that time, that was kind of one of the biggest things in the city, man. I mean,
Appreciate
you
you.
have other artists on there, but I think when that came together, it changed. I mean, for a lot of people, that was kind of just. I mean, go back to that was the anthem. That was the song. Shit, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I'll pull up right now on fucking SoundCloud, and I still listen to it.
Hey,
And
appreciate you.
yeah, it's one of
Appreciate you,
those
bro.
things where like it changed a lot of things. It changed the city. I mean, it put a lot of notice, even though it was way back when. But I mean, there's a lot of people that actually to this day still know about that shit. It's kind of trippy when you think about it.
Bro, facts. It was really big.
Yeah.
Actually, that was like I feel like after the MTV,
Yep.
that was like the next big wave, I want to say, because it was about like 2 years later, 2, 3. That was like the next big wave where it was like people like name was just back circulated in the cosmos of
Yeah,
the internet.
Yeah, we're if you don't know, we're talking about Dirty South. So Dirty
Yeah,
South
yeah, yeah.
with Mateo and Blake, but
Produced by my boy Nike. Shout out to him.
and it changed the game for sure. I mean, I'll say it again. It like I said, yeah, just a lot of lyricism on there. And I wanted
I
to
appreciate you, man.
I want to talk now. I mean, you've seen it grow or not grow. You've seen it change as far as lyricism. A lot of people nowadays are using lyrics as just like kind of I don't even know what to call it. Short rap maybe. I don't I mean back then you maybe had some punchlines, but I don't even know if they're punchlines anymore. Like it's just different.
Yeah.
And it's kind of goes back to the attention span maybe. Maybe not. But for you, I mean, you coming up, me too, coming up on J. Cole's, coming up on Kendrick's, coming up on Kanye's, coming up shit. I mean, we can go even far back. I still remember some Pharrell, some Jay-Z, some Nas, some I mean early 2000 shit that you think nowadays you wouldn't have this type of rap because you were just
At all.
yeah, at all. Like for me, I never thought it was gonna come to this point where it was just Gucci gang,
I seen it
just
coming.
some bullshit like that. Like
I seen it coming, but jingles. People are trying to make jingles.
Okay.
They're trying to pop. They want to make jingles. They're trying to make something that's catchy, that's gonna stick. They're trying to make something, say the craziest shit. And it's 2023, so we've said the craziest shit already. It's already been said. When you think about it, it's hard for these kids, bro. How they gonna come out and be like, okay, I'm a rap. Who's the best? I'm gonna try to make something better than Wayne.
Yeah.
Try to make something better than Cole, Kendrick, the Kanye's, like the shit that's already happened. Like, which in retrospect we could, and in retrospect, like these things are are happening and being cultivated. But at the same time, everything really is coming down to numbers. And it's a numbers game. It's a market that's ran by people that aren't creatives and they just see the numbers. So they're like, cool, this sells. This is what we're going to put in front of them, period. You know?
Yeah, you bring up a good point. And I want to mention, so I seen something recently. You familiar with Russ, the rapper?
Of course.
Yeah. So he posted, I think Spotify put a new something out where they're going to start regulating the streams on their platform.
Mhm.
And to go to see if they're fake streams, if they're real streams by people. And he was trying to his thing was is Spotify really going to figure out if they're actually fake or real people? And then at that point, if you're going to do it to major labels, then what's going to happen to the major labels? Like they're people that run their shit. And then on top of that, if you're going to be doing it to hopefully everybody, it should be more towards, I would think, the people that are not independent, like people that are record labels. Because his point of view was if you do it towards people that are on labels, they have so much amount of streams, as to say they have 1 billion streams. Well, I mean, 500,000 500,000 streams on a billion streams is not nothing you can really fucking tell. Versus someone that is independent and you got million streams, and then they're gonna calculate 200,000. I mean, you can tell the difference between.
Yeah.
It's just kind of his perspective on. I mean, is it really going to be regulated or not? And when it comes down to numbers, um, I think they're just fake as hell now, especially YouTube. YouTube's crazy right now.
You know what's really funny? They decided to regulate it the same year that numbers are low in hip hop.
Makes sense. Yeah.
They're
Makes
like,
sense.
hey, you guys ain't doing the numbers. We got some pay cuts. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But we got to work something out. Y'all aren't doing the same numbers you guys used to do. And sadly, that's kind of where we're at, bro. We're in a position where like the game is like not in our hands fully, you know. And Jay-Z was, I feel like, the last person to title. And then I don't know, we supported title, but we didn't support title. I feel like we could have or should have.
What's your, I guess, retrospect on like what's your thoughts on that? I mean, why is hip hop, you think, has been down this whole year, the like worst year in hip hop, number wise, I should say?
People are finally realizing they're just starting to pay attention more. That's all. I feel like since COVID, they've been forced to pay attention more. And it's been 3 years since the start of COVID. And like, yeah, it's worn in. So we're paying attention to everything. Everything is getting way overanalyzed, which it works in a good way and works in a bad way. But it's kind of working in the way this year where people are overanalyzing music, where you see they'll say this is trash quick.
Yeah.
On the internet, quick to say that. Like, where was that, 5 years ago? You know what I'm saying? When the decline was happening, but now that we're at the bottom, they're like, nope, this is trash. Don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. This is trash. So now they're starting to care again, which is actually a good thing that it is low, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the people can only like listen to what these labels and what the market is suggesting to them. You're only going to see what's on your timeline. At the end of the day, like
what's on your playlist,
exactly
what's suggested to you in Spotify, Apple Music, all that good shit. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, people don't trust in a double XL no more. They don't like who's the new like who. This is who you should listen to.
Yeah, I remember when double XL was just like it was the shit to be on top of.
The facts.
Yeah.
Kendrick was on there. It was Jake. Like it had people that was on there for real. But yeah,
I lost my question. We'll switch into this though.
You good?
You have an album coming out soon. Yeah, I think it's damn near in a week.
Yes, sir.
Deja Vu.
Yes, sir. Deja Vu.
Deja Vu.
Yes, sir.
7, 8 songs. How many songs in there?
It's gonna be 8 songs.
8 songs. Okay. I want to talk about that for a little bit. So, coming into this album, any successes, any struggles that you've seen kind of making the album?
Really just time. Just time, right timing, which I feel like that's with everything. So yeah, making this project, honestly, it kind of just came together, bro. I had so I create all the time, bro. Like I create so much. I create probably too much. Probably a problem. But I'm always creating.
Yeah.
And I had a few other projects in mind, things that I'm cultivating, songs that sound good together, that make sense together, just kind of, putting them together, grouping them. And then I knew this is what I wanted to drop next. I knew I wanted to drop Deja Vu. Sonically, it's some of my favorite music, bro. Like it's favorite songs I've made. And especially recently. I think the oldest song on there goes back to last year, maybe early last year. So overall, the whole curation of the whole project was about the last 2 years. And but it came together pretty smooth. It was really different from what the track list ended up being. And towards the end, I started taking stuff off. I was like, just kept giving it listens. I was just taking things off, and I really left what I really loved. Left the songs that I really loved. Then added a few new records as well. And then, yeah, bro, it's one of my favorite bodies of work, bro. It's amazing.
When you say time, is that like the time you've had to make the album, or just everything that you experienced with your life up until now goes into Deja Vu?
I feel like both for sure, especially the latter, because everything takes time, man, and you don't realize it until it happens. But music is definitely one of those things, man. When you look back and you listen to the songs, you realize, damn, I couldn't have said none of this 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Like I wanted to, but I couldn't have. I didn't experience these things. I didn't go through these things to talk about them. I didn't have this perspective, this point of view. So um, it's just timing, bro. Everything is timing, and really just listening to yourself, paying attention to the way you really feel, your spirit. Just it's so much more inner than it is outward. Paying attention to the world and what's going on outside, like that's just gonna happen regardless. Like wherever you're at, that's what you need to focus on because you'll feel it when you're in the best spot. You'll feel it when this is sounds right, when it makes sense, whether that's for music, whether that's for anything.
Yeah, I think people, man, just to piggyback off that, I think people just worry about other shit too much, man. Can't even focus on themselves. 100%.
Way
Like,
too much.
like I know people, shit, to this day, bro, that are just so focused on the next fit, the next shoes, the next pic on Instagram, the next TikTok. And it's like, man, you get to a certain point in life and you start to figure out like this shit is your life's ass backwards because you putting all this energy towards something that's honestly it might put a return, but man, 9 times out of 10,
I mean,
shit you're doing might not be.
what I've also learned though, at the same time, to piggyback, is to each his own. I've been feeling that way so much more lately. I've been respecting because I know what all I've been through.
Yeah.
And you don't know what the fuck somebody else is going through.
That's true. Yeah.
So when I think about it in retrospect, I respect where people are at, bro. Like when I think about I have so many people and friends and artists that be like, oh, aren't you doing this? Aren't you? I want you to go so much crazy.
Yeah.
And it's not my journey, So for people that don't even have that same level of talent, realistically, and shit, go get them shoes, go get that next fit. Like if that's what makes you happy, at the end of the day, that's how I respect it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, for me, man, I peep a lot of things. I just don't say anything. It's just stuff I peep. I want to ask you to, and this kind of goes for me, man. Like I did a lot of drinking when I was younger, so I don't drink as much now. But for you, I mean, you just earlier you mentioned you did shows, you're out and about, you're doing all those things. Now I feel like I see you, and it's kind of like just mellow, man. I feel like you're just in tune, just chilling. Yeah,
I'm chilling, man.
Do you think it's because of that? Because when you were younger, you just were out there so much.
A little bit, and I also think it's a lot of self-preservation. I've learned patience. I've learned putting your energy into the right spots, into the right places. I just had a show on in Dallas. It's my first show I threw in Dallas. We had about 200 people there. It was live. About a little month of promotion we put out. And it was dope, bro. Great energy there. We turned up. It was amazing. But yeah, I've been in creation mode. I've been in dropping mode. I'm about to really focus on these videos and the content that's about to come out. So just really thinking a lot.
Yeah.
It's in that mode.
I feel it, bro. One of those people, man, I don't do shit when I'm on time off. So I'm the same way, man. I'm chilling. I'm flowing. Deja Vu, the name of the album. Coming up with that, why name it that? I mean, any influences towards that?
Sorry, guys, for the brief intermission. All right.
No, I'm gonna cut it, bro. No worries.
But yeah, I've dropped a lot of projects. Deja Vu. I've dropped a lot of projects. So
yeah,
it's kind of like the same, just going back into that process, like, oh, here we go again. That was kind of like the feeling. And then on top of that, everything in life is really just that cycle and that process of whether you realize it or not, it's you're just your own cycle. I can speak on my own of whether that's going up, and emotionally, financially, and then having your down moments in the same year, and it's every year, no matter what aspect of life it's in, it's going to come in some form or shape,
Yep.
To the richest people, to the poorest people, it's going to come, it's going to go. And Deja vu. It's literally just learning that cycle, realizing that cycle so that you can accept things and go about it easier, knowing that things are at the end of the day gonna be all right, and knowing that at the same time, realizing your own cycles and realizing your own flaws and why do I keep, you know, doing this, expecting this. And there's honestly the name means so much in the project at the same time. Like the intro, I have at the end of the intro, it goes into these news clips where it's mentioning all these rappers that have passed away, that have been killed specifically. And deja vu with that as well, just I'm chasing this dream where a lot of the top people in this industry and in this dream are getting killed, in their hometowns or due to other things that aren't even music related or not related to, not worth dying over. So it means a lot at the end of the day. Deja vu just has a lot of meanings, and once you hear the project, once people hear the project, everything will come together and make sense.
In one word, what do you think people can expect from this album? Not one word, that's kind of hard. Couple words.
Definitely something different. I want you to expect what you've been missing. Cause that's how I feel. I feel like it's definitely what I've wanted to hear.
Yep.
That's why I love the project. I feel like it's a lot of the records that I like sonically. I'm sorry, y'all. That's Kyrie. But yeah, sonically. All right. I'm sorry, y'all.
Nah, you're good. Shit, I forgot what I was gonna ask. Hold on, let me go down this list. Shit. Let's
It's Kyrie. And there he goes.
I want to end on a curveball, bro. And I usually do this towards in the actual beginning. But I want to check in mentally, physically, spiritually, however. Just because I feel like that's something more people should talk about with family and friends, and then it's always dope to have someone else's perspective on this actual platform. Because you never know, like you said earlier, you never know what people are going through. So
For sure.
1 through 10, mentally, physically, spiritually, what would you say you're at? Mentally first.
Okay. I like that. You're gonna do the breakdown. Okay, mentally, I would say I'm at I would say a strong 7.5.
Okay. Why not a 10?
Why not a 10? Feel like mine's just kind of everywhere. Got a lot of things to focus on, trying to create, trying to juggle that between life at the end of the day, family, not being able to come to see family enough, just everything, just juggling.
Yeah. We jump to physically. Physically, 1 through 10, how you feeling?
Physically, I think I'm at I say 9.
That should be good, right? I mean, if you're
Yeah.
not feeling good physically, like your body.
Nah, yeah, I'm at a 9. I could work out a little more. I wish I was hooping, man. I wish I had a chance to hoop some more. I'd be at a 10 for sure.
All right. Going to spiritually. I mean, I know you're real connected. So spiritually, 1 through 10, where do you think you're at?
Spiritually, I think I'm at about I'm gonna have to say an 8 because I ain't been to church in a while. So
Okay.
that's why I had to dock 2 points on myself.
I
But
get it. Yeah.
definitely, I feel like I'm good spiritually.
Yeah. I get it, man. I was gonna tell you this earlier, but I forgot. Now I remember. Maybe I didn't say it, but I feel like I follow the morals of religion, towards Christianity. I feel like I follow the morals and just things of that nature. I feel like I'm not.
That's the biggest part.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not the person that would go to church. I've been to church many times before. I mean, there was a stretch where I went to a church for 2 or 3 years, and I learned a lot. I learned a lot. There's a lot of things in my head that, like I said, that I question. But I mean, when it comes down to it, I think there's a higher power for sure. Just don't know what it is.
You just haven't been to the right church. That's all.
You think so?
For sure, bro. And that's one thing that people never factor in is if you're even open to going to a church, because at the end of the day, me personally, I believe God is gonna can touch you outside of church. You don't
Yep.
have to go to church to, like you said, to be a good person morally at the end of the day. But it's definitely like going to the right church, bro, like under the right person.
Yeah.
Like, because my parents, I feel like that was one thing. They were good selectors with that. And I have been in church. It's been good sermons, and they've been funny.
Yeah.
You know, they're good characteristics, good people, and it's not too preachy. It's not too, you know, like church. It's not too, you know, making you feel all tense. And I feel like that's all it comes down to, especially if you're open to it, bro. It's just going to the right one.
Yeah. No, I feel it, man. I feel like Catholic Church was like that, man. I hated that shit.
Oh yeah, for sure. Catholic Church is probably definitely gonna be a little more uptight.
Had to kneel. Nah, bro, that ain't for me.
Nah, bro. Then that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's why I mentioned it's not the right one. It's a lot more like just you gotta go to just it's a different church, man.
Yeah,
man. You gotta go to a black church, bro. That's it.
I've never been.
I'm gonna say that.
Yeah. I've been to a Mexican church,
bro.
Like speaking in
Spanish.
You
gotta go to a black church. You're tripping.
Never been, man.
Please, I'm gonna suggest one for you, bro. I got one for you.
San Antonio?
Hell yeah.
Go ahead. What is it?
Oh, right now?
Yeah. So,
I don't want to mess up the name. I don't want to mess up the name.
We'll come back to it.
Bet we'll come back to it. I'll suggest it to you afterwards, man. I'm gonna send it to you, man.
Shit, bro.
Sure.
I'm gonna cap it right here. This has been dope. This has been fucking, like I said, a full circle moment for me, man. I've been listening to the music for a fucking minute. I've seen the growth. I've seen the longevity of it, and it's pretty crazy to think that you're still making music after. I mean, your experiences, all the shit, rap changes. I mean, everything's just changing. Technology, literally everything you could think about has changed in the past 10 years, and you're still making music. You're still putting albums out, and it's fucking dope, bro.
Thank you. Thank you. Got to, man. That's what God put me here for, bro. And I'm going to keep doing it, bro.
Yes, sir.
Always.
If people want to, when's the album coming out?
Album is coming out November 20th, 30th, November 30th. Let's put that back. Album is coming out November 30th. It's going to be this coming Thursday. I'm not sure when the podcast will be out, but
okay.
It's going to be out on the 30th. So if it's already out, check it out under MDUKE, MDUKE. The project is called Deja Vu. They do want to find me. Social media, Duke the GOAT, one word, and it's spelled the right way, THE, Duke the GOAT, one word.
Yes, sir, man. Dog, if you ever need anything from me, just let me know. You have my number, bro.
Bro, same.
Yeah,
same.
I usually don't send my number out, but this is definitely different, bro. This is
Hey, I appreciate that. That's love for real, bro.
Yeah, man. Shit, guys. Like I said, November 30th, 2023, Deja Vu comes out. Go peep it, go listen, go stream, show love. One of the things I really want to put out on here is interact with it, man. There's a different type of feeling satisfaction when you put something out and you actually receive the love. You actually receive just some type of interaction from something you actually put out. It goes a long way, man. So simple like, simple comment, literally whatever you can do, man. Just show love.
Facts. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. If you're still listening right now, like, comment, subscribe, follow my guy. And man, until next time, peace.
Peace.